how we met, and it started when few of my friends started to tell me about you, and Jan, you have to meet Mario, and because I'm 12 years on my journey, and like I know many masters, and like every new master for me is a kind of pearl, so I'm collecting pearls. And I came for your workshop just to have my personal experience with you, and it was beautiful and very deep release, and there is always space to release something, and I was impressed by your speech, how you were talking about demons and angels, the humanity, the human's nature of duality, and how your method combines both of this, helping people to release, to accept and to release demons. So I was very touched, and after we have a beautiful, deep conversation, speaking about your journey, and I was impressed as a human, as a writer, as a journalist. So we agreed to speak about this journey more deep. So for helping other people to understand your story and from where you're coming. So could you please share with us a story how you became healer, how you understood your healing nature?
Well, thanks to a divine accident that I was losing the power of my legs from an accident in surfing in Tahiti when I was 28, but that it comes from when I born. When I was born, I had an operation, it calls stenosis pylori. It's a part of the appendix that my mother couldn't give me the breast and I was suffocating. So I died for 45 seconds and I stayed 21 days in the incubation to see if I'm gonna live and survive. And for that operation, it grows all my right side shorter, 4 centimeters. I was walking like a dog, like a chaplain all my life. I didn't have a neck in this eye. I was having this neck and I was having a blowing belly all my life, like a 5-month pregnant. And they put me, my favorite nickname was Embryon. So embryon is just like a worm. It's not a human being or an animal. It's just something developed. And they called me embryon when I was 11, 12, 13, my teenagers. And in that season or in that time, you start having this ejaculation process. And for that operation, I had a very big trauma in my sexual energy, that it was very up, the operation, because the operation is here. As you can see, it's big, and it was very small, like a baby, like a nail. But and the appendix is lower, the belly button, the appendix now. But they do it when I was 5 days old, and it grows all the way up, and it pulls me all my prostata, testicles, and all this kind of sexual energy. So it was tight all my life. So I couldn't have ejaculation until my 18 years old. And that caused me precoce ejaculation for so many years. And that is what it caused me to understand more about how to touch the body, because I couldn't be with any women in my life. So I have to touch them and to make them feel different, because I couldn't use even if I have my parts, I couldn't use them. So after that, when I was 28, I had this accident, and thanks to that divine accident that I paralyzed, I was a salsa dancer, traveling all around the world, more than 80 countries, teaching, performance, salsa, competitions, because I choose dancing to people don't criticize me, to people don't make me feel bad. So when I was dancing with big pants, and they was seeing my legs, and I was dancing, and I was moving the shoulders, and with big blouses, and all this kind of baggy pants in that time, in the 90s, in the 2000s. And I start loving and forget about my nickname, because people, they don't call me anymore embryon. I get out of my country when I was 18 years old, and I didn't hear that name anymore. And people, they was happy when I was dancing and they didn't see my deformation in my body. Yeah, it was not ugly, but it was not balanced. It was not disgusting in a way, but it was not also beautiful. So that it gives me the most beautiful opportunity to get myself into healing. Because that accident, when I lose the power of my leg, I wanted to suicide. I wanted to suicide. It doesn't exist. Instagram, Facebook, nobody knows about my accident. I was crying. I say, oh, my legs, my legs, my legs. And I remember that after I came to 5 countries, Japan, Thailand, China, to get the cure, and I find it here in Bali, I didn't believe that I could not only walk or don't lose the power of my leg. You know, if I was walking straight, like for the first time in my life, I was not walking like a chaplain. For the first time in my life, I was not 4 centimeters shorter. I was the same. I have neck. I feel different. I see different. So I say, this is the most beautiful, amazing, powerful, incredible thing a human being, after he loses hope and you are hopeless, you can have. So I quit salsa, I quit DJ, I quit nightlife, and I just focus in my own healing since 19 years ago when I was 28.
And how then the story with women started? So like first time you gave the session to some woman and then you realized that she is healed.
No, when I was starting doing the healing sessions, it was when I was 28, and I remember that I started first with women and children, mostly teenager children and young children, 7 years old, with brain damage, paralysis, autism, any disorder, mental disorder, like Alzheimer and Parkinson, stroke. And I work with men and women and mostly children for 3 years. And I could see that they could move, even if they don't feel. They could move the hand, and they could move the elbow, and they could move the body, and it was like wow. So I was practicing that, and I said, this is so powerful, but I couldn't feel the power what I was doing into that beautiful creatures, because they are humans like us, but you think they don't feel, but they feel, but they don't feel pain because the skin is stuck. So we call it the dead fascia. So I get used to work very strong. So after I start doing normal people, like we call normal, I call after this accident, I was part of the normal world before I was all deformed. And thanks to that, I started touching people. It took me 7 years to understand what is the pain, what is the power of healing, because people, they call me torture. Yeah, torture, because it was so painful. Because I start with people with no feeling. I start with humans that they don't feel. So when I come to normal humans that they feel, everything was like, It was really strong and they couldn't take it. So I understand after, when I was 33, I tried ayahuasca. And I say, well, then this is energy. It's not just touching people, bodies. Like a recipe, step 1, oil. Step 2, frozen. Step 3, right, left. No, I realized that it's energy and it's more powerful than us. And then I remember, okay, so then I will activate through pain and pleasure the sexual energy to activate the bodies and to reach something beyond pain, beyond pleasure. Because when you are in pain, you are in resistance. Like, and when you are in pleasure, you are in control because you say, yes, I like it, yes, I like it, continue, yeah, you want oil, yes, you want incense, yes, you want touch like this. So you are both compromised and they are not together, they are fighting. But when you put two together, pain and pleasure is freedom because the mind surrender and you start healing. So that's when I become really understanding that I was not the healer. It took me 10 years to understand that I was not doing the work, it was the source. And that's why I could see when you rise the sexual energy, I could see in women how powerful it was that sexual energy to purify the body and to clean the body and to have the best experience of their lives. And I've been doing that. Maybe we are talking about 10 years of experience, and I started 9 years ago. I have 19 years doing this healing. 9 years ago I started connecting body work with sexual energy to heal, to purify, not to have more pleasure, not to have desire, to go beyond that. Because when you go beyond that, everything you do is pleasure. Everything you do is desire. Everything you do is gratefulness. Everything you do is love. Because you use the sexual energy to go as high as you can go to your 7th chakra and open the portal.
You know, it is very interesting that we were talking with you about books of Paulo Coelho, and there is a book which name is 11 Minutes, and I think it's a story of the woman which were experiencing what you were just saying, like combining joy and the pain, and through that she got her liberation. So if you haven't read this book, I really recommend you, and maybe your book will be also connected to that. And I'm expecting this book be appear to the world, but what I also want to ask you, so we were talking about women are coming with different requests, and sometimes you even say, no, I don't want to work with you, right? Can you say a few words about that? What is the usual request with which woman comes to you, and what touched you in this request, and why you willing to help?
The purpose of being alive, the wanting to be the goddess that they always been, because you are a goddess as my mother, as my daughter, you are a goddess for eternity. But you forget, you cannot search for that feeling. So when people come and I reject them or I say no, it can be rejecting, it can be stopping, because they come and they tell you, you must do this to me. They treat you like a servant, they treat you like a slave. They think that because they have money, they can have this healing whenever they want. It's not about having money or not having money. It's about being yourself. Allow yourself to be the goddess. So that is the only request. And it has to be older than 28, because that is something very sacred, something very respectful, that all the women after the heart chakra growing from 21 to 28, they can have this enlightenment, yeah, when they are 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It doesn't matter the age, because I've been doing that awakening in every woman in the world. Doesn't matter if they are 300 kilos, if they don't have legs, if they cannot see, if they are small, if they are very tall, yeah, if they are sick, if they have cancer, if they are in coma. All the women in the world, they awaken the sexual energy. Once the sun and the moon connects, presence, no one has words of, oh, it was like this, it was like, they cannot express because it's the highest, the sublime, the, I don't know, it's never ended because you are not searching for an end because they know and they feel that there was never a beginning. So why are you searching for an end when it was never a beginning? So it's something beyond what I can explain, and that is the woman is allowed to come when she really wanted to rise, when she don't come with condition. Oh, my friend, she changed her life and she is now with babies and she couldn't have babies and she's free and she has a lot of money and she has a lot of abundance and I want to be like her. Boom. You came because your friend changed, or you come because of you want to feel the goddess inside of you. You have a control, purpose, intention. That is not gonna work. Do I express myself?
Yeah.
It's clear?
Yeah. How
Yeah.
often do you refuse women?
Never.
Never refuse. Even
Never.
if they come with this.
Never, because maybe 3 times in my life when they come with a very high attitude of telling you, because also it's a part of humbleness when they come and they say, if you don't make me this what my friend give me, I don't pay you. I say, I don't need your money. You can leave if you don't believe in yourself. But if you believe in yourself, you can stay. And then they are, oh my God, oh, what is it? Oh, no. They don't believe. Because that's the only mistake of every goddess in earth. That they don't value their own selves. And they lose the belief.
So how many women went through your hands?
A few. As you can feel it.
So
It's
then-
not the number. I've been searching and saying it for so many years. Numbers and today I realize it's the blessing, the baptism that I have with these sacred waters that my mother gave me. To have every time the opportunity to see that water comes from nowhere and it connects the women to the universe. And to touch that water again is to remember when I was this embryo, my nickname, this deformed body, a worm, and after the legs, and after the head, and after the arms, and after the eyes. So it's something that my body will be always eternal gratitude, I call it. I'm devotion, I'm a slave of love, if you want to call it like that. I cannot live without feeling that water in my veins, in my cells alive, to feeling that joy, because it's not about pleasure. It's about going beyond anything cause pleasure. Because that is the thing. Just the few, to don't say the number again, when they open the eyes, the last thing they want is to have sex. They are not searching for tantra. They are not searching for connection, Taoism. They are not searching for multiple orgasm. They are not searching for multi-orgasmic. No. They already are they already see the heaven in paradise, or they already see the paradise in heaven. So what you want to reach, having addicted and a small pleasure that you always had. No. You are in the cosmos. You are making love to the universe. You're making love to gravity. You're making love to the stars, the moon, the sun, the planets. You women, they know what is the power when they feel it. And that power doesn't have words to explain. That's why it's forbidden for people to talk about it. That's why it's not in any book allowed, in any pyramid in the world. It's all closed, censored. You cannot enter. Because that's the real power of creation.
That was going to be my next question, but I think you somehow already answered this question. Because you're doing it so many years, like let's say half of your life, maybe even more, you probably get tired of that, but you're still doing that. So my question was about what gives you the motivation to go.
I think I answered it, but I will repeat. It's not my mind. It's the water. It's essential perfume of God. I call it the perfume of God. It's something that a man or millions of men, they wish, and they can, but they don't do it because they don't see the whole body. They just focus in one little tiny thing called vagina, called Johnny, calls many names, but I call it the door of the cosmos. But it took me more than 14 years to call the door of the cosmos. It took me a lot of souls, entities, spirits, souls, to see it in the women's eyes and could feel that it is something beyond about ourselves, our mind, our body, that we just really frequency, vibration of never an endless path. It's just a path of freedom. The road is just freedom. You take the road, but you don't look for a end, you just take the road. You just walk, drive, have a plane, but you just go. And keep going, up, up, up. So, and the motivation now that I transmitting this to the men and women to teach all around the world, that is the same water, that is the same motivation that they come and tell me, and every time I wake up, Mario, I did it 5 times. Mario, I have a baby, 5 months old, I'm pregnant. Oh, thank you. Mario, I did it with my wife. It took me 1 year, but she's now, wow, I can't believe it. Mario, I'm doing it. Mario, I see it in the women. Mario, I don't use anymore what I used to do in a carnal sex, in this low vibration. Now I want to purify myself. I want to keep doing it. I want to do it for many persons so they know that we can transmit it to our daughter, to our son, because it's pure, it's something beautiful. So that is the motivation. The motivation is all the people that they've been trying. They are like, every year, they are like, wow, this is me. Yesterday I saw 2 people that they do the life-changing treatment 1 year ago. The one you wanted to do. Yeah, and that's why you are doing this. I think you are doing this so you can transmit to all the goddesses women around the world. I saw them and I post today a history and I say, it's not just a happy birthday present, it's to acknowledge your body awakening transformation. Because when you came the first time, your body was deformed. You couldn't move properly. It was all disconnected. It was not moving. It was not feeling. And when I see you after 1 year and I see you like a mermaid, connecting energies with people, healing, talking, and rising the orgasm with everyone else by energy, I'm just speechless. I'm just dead, alive. Because what I did is right. What the soul told me to do is going good. I never seen nobody to get more addicted, to get suicide, to get worse. No. I stopped anything, the most critical cases in the world, addictions, perversions, nymphomanies, epileptic, claustrophobic, paranoia, anxiety, suicide attempts. They change. I don't know why. I just know because they see for the first time in their lives who they really are. And they are goddess of creation.
If someone will want to know how exactly happens this life-changing treatment, can you describe in very simple words so they understand what exactly happens during the session? And you need 5 sessions, you said, right, to fulfill the process?
Yes, the life-changing treatment for you to enlighten or to structure or align or integrate the temple that is our body, you cannot do it in 1 hour. You cannot do it with one treatment. You need to change the way they sit, the way they sleep, the way they stand, the way they feel and process the food, the way they rise the sexual energy and get them up as never before, the way they block, the way they unlock. So you need to go through these type of sessions to go into a completely change. And when people see the photograph, because I take one picture before and after the whole treatment, they just don't cry, they just laugh of happiness that they cannot believe the body could change in that impressively. But it's not only the scene, because sometimes the eyes control the intention of your reaching of your energy. It's the feeling of every session, how they feel after every session, lighter, expanded, so much energy, firing, pain, headaches exploding, amazing, relaxed, peaceful. You go through all these stages up and down, because for the first time, your energy that it was stuck, that we call it karmic or demons, is coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out. And it wants to not be only a serpent. It wants to be a phoenix. So as better as you get with time, because every time you get better, when you have the life-changing treatment, you don't want to keep it. Many people, they say, how I keep it? You was 40, 50, 60 years like that? and you want to keep it like that because you feel amazing. Yes. No. The key is rising it. Make it better. Don't keep it. Because if you keep it, you will die. Again, like the 40, 50 years you had before. Myself, when they make me walk and they make me straight and I could sit for the first time straight and I was not sitting like this, all deformed, and I was not like that. I didn't keep it. I keep improving, making better version of yourself, better energy, better compassion, even destroy, but undestroy, constructive, destroy again and constructive again. So you care more about what is going on inside and outside your body in terms of what is going on in the other people's mind.
Mm. So did I get you right? So even if you made this 5 life changes treatment and then after that they don't support themselves with the changing the way of sitting, standing, going and so on, they can go back to the...
Never. Impossible. If they do 1, yes. If they do 5, you cannot change and you cannot come back the way you were 70 years, 60 years, 50 years, because already all the structure is changed.
Mm.
So it will take you another 30 years, 40 years, 50 years to get fucked up and to get wrong or to get frozen or to get stiff or to get with pain. It will take you time because your